my channel if you're here for the first time, and welcome back if you're not. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to sew together this pair of shorts, which is a paper bag shorts. In my previous video, I showed you how to make the pattern for this pair of shorts, so be sure to check that video out first before watching this video. Now, my version of this pair of shorts is a little bit longer than the original, and that's because I wanted it longer so that I'll be more comfortable wearing it out. However, like I always say, one of the joys of being able to make your own garment or recreate your own garment is being able to tweak it wherever you want and however you want. So you can actually decide to make it just as short as the original design. Sewing this together is extremely quick, extremely easy. Trust me, you can make it in half a day. So fine, it took me about 2 or 3 days to make mine, and that is just because I was making it during the week and I worked 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that means the only time I had to make it was after 5 p.m. And of course, there's also the added fact that I am filming the entire process as well. But trust me when I say you can actually make it from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. in time to go out with your friends by 2 p.m. Now, don't just take my word for it. Go ahead and grab all your grabbables and let's get started. Don't forget to subscribe so that you do not miss out on all my juicy sewing diary entries. And also give this video a like if these videos are useful to you and you want to see more of this kind of videos from me. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. My name is Ejoma and welcome to my sewing diary. The materials you will need are your fabric of choice. I used about 1.5 yards of this beautiful silk crepe fabric, matching thread for sewing, pins, fabric scissors, measuring tape, manipulated pattern, safety pin, and elastic band about the length of your waist circumference. I'll leave the full list as well as all associated links in the description box below. Cut your fabric according to the instructions on your pattern. You should also cut a long 1-inch wide strip about 2 times your waist circumference. This piece will gather the waistband in the middle. And then go ahead and mark notches at all seam intersections and hip line. Starting with the pocket pieces, first overlock the raw edges on all 4 corners, and then fold and press 1/2 inch in on all sides, and at the top, fold and press a further 1 inch down into the bulk of the pocket piece. Stitch down the top folded edge close to the fold with a 1/8 inch seam allowance, and do this on both pockets. On your front short pieces, to place your pockets, first mark 3 inches down from the waist and 2 inches in from the side. These markings can vary depending on the size of your shorts. You however want to make sure that there's enough space to sew the hem, sides and waist. And then place your pockets such that the top part lies on the 3-inch line made at the top of the shorts and the side lies at the 2-inch mark made at the side of the shorts. Pin your pockets down and sew only the side and bottom down with a 1/8 inch seam allowance. Do this on both front pieces and press down afterwards. With right side on right side, pin your front pieces together at the crotch line and sew with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, pressing open afterwards. Do the same with your back pieces. Then with right side on right side, pin your front and back pieces together at the side and inseam. And sew all pinned areas with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, pressing your seam allowance open afterwards. Next, hem the bottom by first marking 1/2 inch in from the bottom of the shorts and a further 1 inch in from the first mark. Fold in at the 1/2 inch mark, pin and press, and then fold in at the 1 inch mark, pin and press. Sew this down at the inner edge with a 1/8 inch seam allowance and set this aside while we work on the waistband. With right side on right side, join the front waistband to the back waistband at the sides with pins like so. You should have 2 pieces of your pinned waistband at the end, and then stitch all pinned areas with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, pressing your seam allowances open afterwards. With right side on right side, join the 2 waistbands at the top from one end to the other with pins and sew with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, pressing your seam allowance open and then trimming your seam allowance to a 1/4 inch afterwards. At the center front, which is the open edges of the piece, mark your tunnel opening for your drawstring. So mark 1 inch up from the bottom edge of all 4 sides, and then mark a 1/2 inch wide space like so. When you're done, pin the center front together like so. You'll be sewing all pinned areas with a 1/2 inch seam allowance without sewing the 1/2 inch space created. Press open the seam allowance after sewing. Next, we'll be creating the tunnel spaces. So pin the bottoms together like so, and then mark 2 1/2 inch wide spaces around the waistband piece, starting 1 inch up from the bottom of the waistband like so. So to break it down, first mark 1 inch up from the bottom of the waistband, and then 1/2 inch up from the 1 inch mark, and then 3 subsequent 1/2 inch marks from the last. Mark these and connect the points to form continuous lines like so. Then starting with the first tunnel, stitch down the first 2 lines from the top, leaving a 1 to 2 inches wide gap at a point to allow you pass your elastic band through. Pin one end of your elastic band with your safety pin and pass it through the opening, using the safety pin to move the elastic until it comes out at the other end. Now, while moving the elastic, I had to take off some stitches, particularly where 2 seams overlap, to ensure a smooth passage. So you might need to do that too. You can then go over the opening after passing your elastic through and stitch it right back down. When you're done, stitch the 2 ends of your elastic band together and then seal the 1 to 2 inches opening previously left open. Prepare your drawstring by folding, pressing, and sewing your 1 inch wide strip of fabric on the wrong side. You'll be sewing together with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and then turn inside out with your safety pin as we have done in the past. Set this aside when you're done, and let's go back to preparing the channel where we'll be passing it through. Back to your waistband piece. Go ahead and sew the second channel down all the way through, as you will be passing the drawstring from the opening at the center front. When you're done creating the channel, pin one end of your drawstring with your safety pin and pass it through the channel created from one open end at the center front to come out at the other end. Again, you might have to take off stitches where you have 2 seams intersecting. Just remember to stitch it back down afterwards. When you're done passing the drawstring through, your waistband should look like this. Then go ahead and pin the waist of your waistband to the waist of your shorts by placing right side on right side like so and matching all notches.
The drawstring should be at the front of the waistband, and then sew together with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, pressing your seam open afterwards. And you're almost done. Just one last thing. Overlock your raw edges for a cleaner finish. And now you're done. So after sewing, I realized that in my excitement to finish sewing this pair of shorts and show you, I skipped the elastic band at the waist. Now I'm happy with how it is, but if you want to include this little bit, go ahead and sew your waist seam allowance down to the shorts to create a channel, leaving a 1 to 2 inches wide gap, and then pass your elastic band through as you did the first channel. And now we're done. So I will be wearing this on a planned trip to Zambia, God willing, yay! And I will feel like a star. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on how to look and feel like a star too. Give this video a like or 11 and drop me a nice comment in the comment section, please. Until next time, see you later. Bye.